Good morning, Mr. Jason, Agent Sweating Tiger, Jason Campbell for One Mission Kids. I go by all of those titles. And today, instead of showing you some amazing pictures or creative artwork, I want to have you use the pictures that you already have. Imagine Christmas morning. You're a child. You get up early because you just know that more presents have arrived underneath the tree, right? You bound your way downstairs if you had a two-story house, or if you had a single-story house like mine, you run down the hallway and you just gaze and look at the Christmas tree. And I want you to imagine what your face looked like. Can you describe it? Wide eyes, maybe mouth open. The feelings inside of excitement, anticipation. What is in that box? Did I get what I asked for? Did Santa Claus bring it to me, right? Now, imagine you're sitting around with your family and you're opening up those gifts. Now, my family, we would separate the gifts and all of your gifts are piled right in front of you, and so you have to wait. And you look at those gifts and you're just imagining and picturing, that could be what I asked for. That might be exactly what I'm looking for, but that anticipation builds, that excitement, that enthusiasm. And I want you to capture that as a snapshot in your mind. That picture in your mind is what we have the privilege of seeing, not on Christmas morning, but when we go and do a mission adventure at a church, at a camp, at a school. But it's not just a small family. It's a whole group of boys and girls, adults and teenagers, coming in wide-eyed wonder as they see these big set pieces on the stage thinking, what is this? We've never seen anything like this before. When we pull out the curiosity boxes and talk about the different countries, the excitement, the anticipation, the enthusiasm. How exciting that is. But it's not just the kids, it's the big kids. Laura will tell you that for Christmas morning, I'm a big kid. Even though I may know what half of my gifts are, and you do too, right? Because my parents always wrapped their own gifts, at least my mom did. And so she knew what they were, but then there was always a couple presents underneath you didn't know what they were. And so you're excited. You don't know what is inside that box, underneath that wrapping. And so you rip it open with wide-eyed wonder, just as if you're a little kid. And then comes that satisfaction. That is what One Mission Kids is trying to capture. But not just Christmas morning, but throughout the year. We actually call it growing missionary hearts. You say, well, growing missionary hearts, what does that have to do with Christmas? Well, I know a family that for many, many years, every Christmas, their family would get together, multi-generations, and one of the topics around the Christmas tree is, what theme is One Mission Kids going to do for us this year? And they would debate, well, we think they might do animals because they did animals last year. No, I think we might do secret agents again. And they would get excited, and the parents would write to us and say, we know camp is until 6 months away, but our kids are already talking about the excitement of camp. So what is the theme? I can't tell you, kind of top secret until about 2 months before. Excitement and enthusiasm. That is what we're trying to capture. That is what God allows us to see as we go and do those things in person. But then 2020 happened. And that's like opening up that Christmas gift and it's empty. Now, in Haiti, that's not unusual. If you go to a Haitian wedding, there will be boxes and boxes all wrapped up, and you think, wow, amazing. And then Carl remembers, we went to that same wedding, and someone said, you know, most of those boxes are empty. What? Yeah, most of those boxes are empty. Imagine waking up Christmas morning and your box is empty. 2020, churches closed. Children's ministries closed down. Camps closed down. And people were scrambling to figure out what to do. We were scrambling to figure out what to do. And then God showed us that God has uniquely qualified and uniquely gifted One Mission Kids to meet the demand. Laura is a teacher, a certified elementary school teacher, special needs teacher, who specializes in curriculum development. Could we possibly have a need for that? Now, my degree is radio, you know that, but it's also television broadcasting. I know how to do video. Yeah, video from 25 years ago and how to be able to do it then. So I'm still trying to figure out how to do stuff nowadays with all this fancy electronic stuff. Makes me sound like an old timer, doesn't it? But I'm not. Only as old as you feel, right? As young as you feel. But God has uniquely qualified and gifted us for such a time as this. We were able to jump into doing video work, starting at our kitchen table. Lights, camera, simplistic, and it grew. It grew to having our own studio in our basement, which we don't usually use that word because it kind of freaks people out. But we had our studio that was in our garage, in our basement. And for the last 2 years, God has birthed a new avenue of ministry for One Mission Kids. Being able to reach not only the camps and churches and schools and families where they are, but also around the world. We've already told you stories about how this last year, 10 different countries were involved, including an orphanage in Haiti, who the person who's running it is one of the people that I trained when I was in Haiti 20-something years ago. It's exciting. But here's the thing. Churches are still slowly opening up their kids' ministry. And not only that, but they don't have the children's workers because, as you know, a lot of people have stopped coming to church. And so we're getting phone calls, we're getting letters saying, help. What are we supposed to do? We want to do missions, but we don't know how we're going to be able to do this. And we would love to be able to come alongside them and say, we got this. We can work with you to make this possible. It is possible. But there's a problem. There's 2 of us. And currently, we've outgrown our studio, which is an awesome problem to have. And so our video production has scaled back since the end of last summer. We haven't been doing our video production. But one of the best ways for us to engage one, to reach many, nowadays is through video. In fact, we all know about Gen Z, right? Gen Z, millennials, we hear about it everywhere. But do you realize that next year will be the last year that the next generation will be born? Generation Alpha. One Mission Kids is ready to not only work with the Gen Z, but also Generation Alpha. Generation Alpha are the kids that grow up with social media. They are tech savvy. In fact, they will know more than their parents on how to use technology by the age of 8. Crazy, huh? They are screen and visual oriented. And the funniest thing is, with that age group, flannelgraph can come back. They've never seen it before. You can use it, and they think it's the most amazing thing they've ever seen. Not that we've used it. We use other things, but we've heard from other teachers who do that. But we do have that as an option. They grew up with iPads, video doorbells, facial recognition software, streaming as a part of their everyday life, 3D printing. All of those things are who they are. And if we don't continue to move forward, if we don't continue as an organization and as One Mission Kids to be able to meet those needs beyond the 125, where's the next generation going to come from for our missionaries? That's why God has put One Mission Kids here in One Mission Society, so that we can all work together and think this 125 by 125, we're on board. We will help you. We will do everything we can. We'll get it to our prayer partners, get the kids praying, whatever. But what's 126 and 255 and 375? Where are those going to come from? Wouldn't it be easier, rather than knocking on the door of an 18-year-old, to have been working with the kids since they were 5, that you've been able to train them in the way of the Lord and get them excited about missions, so that when they get to be of age, 18, 25, 35, 65, whatever it is, you don't have to go to them. They come to